Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Witchy Knits Podcast. I'm Shaiyeh, I'm a witch and I knit and I spin and I crochet and I do all kinds of crafty things. And I like to sit down here on this channel, talk about it every now and then to you guys. And today we are back with a new episode. And it is the last episode of 2023. Oh my goodness, this year has both gone by really quickly and really slowly. Really happy to be here to talk to you today. It is currently Friday, the 29th. I hope you're all alright and you've had a wonderful festive time. I hope you are going to have a chill or non-chill, if that's what you prefer, end of the celebration as well. So yeah, a very warm welcome back to you if you are a returning viewer, and a super warm welcome to you if you are new here. I hope you like it here on the channel. So today is a podcast episode, but we're also going to do a bit of a everything I made this year at the end of the episode. I'm actually going to do this because the sound is going to be annoying otherwise, but I need to put this down to show you stuff. You get it. But anyway, we are going to do a bit of a everything I made this year thing as well. So if you're not interested in seeing where I am in the projects I'm working on or my FOs, except for the what I made this year, which is just FOs, you can skip ahead because I'll timestamp it. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about like recapping the year and maybe stuff I look forward to next year or like plans or whatever. So yeah, it is a podcast episode, but it's going to be other stuff as well. So if you're not interested in podcast stuff, feel free to skip ahead. I won't be mad. But yeah, I think we should just get right into the whips actually, because yeah, I don't really have anything else to say at the top of the episode. So let's get into the whips, or should I say the whip that I have today. So in here I have my one whip that is, I do have more whips, but this is the one I am currently working on. This is the one that is like, what should I call it? The live whip, the non-hibernating whip. I finished all my other whips that have been like the ones I've been working on, and now I have like three or four whips that I need to work on, but that will be in the new year. They kind of make the fabric feel a bit thick and squishy, and I really enjoy that. Plus it looks fantastic. It's not that, I take that back. I was going to say, it's not that big, this wing, but I forget there is this whole square on the other side. But yeah, yesterday I bound off all the stitches on this side, well, half of them, so I can start the slip stitches on this side as well. So I've done 2 rows, I think, of slip stitches on this side, and I'm really excited to continue with it. I love this pattern so much so far. It's been great, but I mentioned this in earlier episodes. I made a whole lot of eyelets, and had I known when I chose this mod that there were going to be eyelets in the next, I would not have chosen the eyelet mod. It looks good, but it's just been a lot of knit two togethers and I am over it. So I don't want to see an eyelet for quite some time after this. But this has been a very welcome change from the eyelet knitting, and I super enjoy it. It was really quick. I did a lot of this on Christmas Eve, actually, whilst we were visiting the in-laws, and yeah, I super enjoy it. I really look forward to knitting Cloe 4 as well. This yarn, I noticed as I've been editing my podcast lately, I've been kind of dropping the ball on mentioning yarns and stuff. I'm super disorganized, so I've actually written stuff out today for me to remember. I spent some time yesterday going through and writing stuff down. This year my brain has not been in the game, but this yarn is all Drops Fabel, and yeah, it is very soft. It is Drops Fabel, which is superwash. Let's see. 75% wool and 25% polyamide. So that's what I'm knitting it out of. I held it together with some All Stash alpaca fluff in my Cloe 2, which I also actually think is Drops, but that's yarn I got from my mum at some point, I believe. She had a few balls of bright magenta, and it's not really a colour she uses a lot, so I got them. But yeah, that's the Geogradient. I was undecided on what I thought when it was just square. It looks really nice, but yeah, I was undecided on if I liked it or not, but I really enjoy it so far. So like I said, I can't wait for Cloe 4, and yeah, I tried to stay away from spoilers still, because I don't want to ruin the mystery and the mystery cowl for myself, even though I'm like 2 months behind. As soon as I see something that I realise that, oh, that's stripy, I need to zoom past it on YouTube or on Instagram. So yeah, I've seen the finished product, the finished shawl. Obviously Stephen West has updated the pattern page on Ravelry to like have a picture of the shawl, but I try to just not look at it. Plus it's the wrong colours, so it won't look the same anyway. And I know there are different things you can do for the fourth Cloe and stuff, so yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, that was my one whip for today. And yeah, now we're moving into FOs, and I have 2 FOs this week, and I'm going to start with my Dreamhouse Cowl. I finished my Dreamhouse Cowl. I am, again, super loving it. I have not worn it yet. I just took it off the blocking mats today, and it is very nice, very soft, very, very nice. And I have started writing down the pattern, and yeah, I needed to sort of wait to block this so I could write down my gauge for it. This is knit out of Novita 7 Brothers in Anemone, and this is the light pink is Geisha, which was a exclusive colour for a chocolate, and because there is a chocolate called Geisha, and it has that light pink, so it was like a collab between Fatser and Novita earlier, and they made special yarns for it. So yeah, it's what I had left over from that special collab project. So yeah, it is finished, it is cute, it is Barbie, and I love it. I can't wait to wear it. I just want to take some photos before wearing it, because I don't think it's awkward doing worn photos for cowls. I mean, of course you need those too, so I might do both actually, but yeah, you kind of want to see the shape and like what it looks like as an actual cowl as well. So yeah, I need to do that, and there will be a testing call once I have written down the entire pattern for this. So if you're interested in Barbie cowls, watch this space and the space on Instagram, which is of course linked in the show notes in the description as always. So that was my first whip, and my second whip, no, FO, my second FO, can you guess 3 times what it is? What is the elephant in the room as we are speaking? My cardigan. Oh my god, you're probably so sick of it now because I've done the video about it. And I talked about it and worked on it in my Vlogmas. So yeah, this December has been very much dedicated to this cardigan. My silly little project that was supposed to be a quick little project, but one does not simply crochet an entire cardigan in a week. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, it took me almost all month, and it was a lot of crocheting. There was a lot of crocheting single crocheting squares together. There was a lot of editing. I spent extra time on the editing. Like, I had so much fun editing it, and I really like how it came out, but it took a long time, and it took a lot longer than I had anticipated. So yeah, I enjoyed editing, and I absolutely super enjoyed making this as well. So I totally want to make more granny square cardigans in the future. Maybe one with even more cinch in the sleeve, and maybe in pastels or something. I don't know, we'll see. I want to make more anyway, and now I have a pattern. If I want the same shape of it, I can just follow my own tutorial, which is very nice. And yeah, I am very happy with it, and I'm so glad I made it in time for Christmas, because yeah, I was a bit scared there for a while that I wouldn't finish the vlog before Christmas, but I did. So, challenge smashed. So the yarn is actually acrylic yarn. I typically don't work in acrylic, but for the sake of being able to get more should I need, which I did twice, and also the price, because I am very economically challenged actually, so I wanted to make a big project, so I needed to get cheap yarn. So yeah, no shade to anybody who likes using acrylic. Acrylic is a great choice of yarn for many different reasons. I just prefer using wool in my own craft, but yeah, for this project it wasn't feasible for me to get wool, so I got acrylic. So this is actually acrylic from a chain called Rusta. I don't know if they exist in like all of Scandinavia or if it's just Sweden, but we have that here, and it is a yarn that is fittingly enough called Holly. So it is a DK weight yarn, and yeah, I used a 4mm hook to make this. And yeah, I actually got a new set of hooks for this, because I did this contraption. This is a regular metal hook, and I got like through the first row of my first granny square, and my hand was just, it's going to fall apart. So I put packing plastic on it, and that helped, but I got me a case of hooks. So they are these kinds of hooks, and yeah, now I have very many hooks in many different sizes, and that is fabulous, because I am looking at this one and I have a project that is going to use this, and it's going to be another silly little project. This is a 10mm hook. I'm very excited that it's going to happen in the new year, because that yarn is going to be a little bit more expensive, and it is going to take a lot more planning than this, which is something that I kind of sort of winged, but it worked out. But yeah, that project that I am talking about is going to take a lot more planning, so it's going to be something I work on for a bit longer, and not with time crunch. So yeah, that is my second FO, and now we have other crafts. We have other crafts for once. I sort of moved crochet into my whips and FOs, because I crochet a lot more now. So for other crafts, we can start with talking about spinning, maybe, because it's been an awful long time since we talked anything about spinning. And I have been working on my pastel fluff. You can see a post from Instagram of it here that I got at Forfest i Kiel in March. I don't know if it was March or February, but I went there with my sister-in-law. We're going again next year. It's going to be great fun. But I got this fluff, and I finished my first ply. I'm going to do a 2-ply of this, and it is blowing out a lot. If I hold it here, you can see the colours. It is very soft. It is 100% merino. I think I bought 25 grams of this, so it's going to be a mini skein. No idea what weight it's going to be, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I'm just enjoying spinning it. I've been trying to spin a little bit thicker. It is still very thin. But like, I have my grey spin that I've been working on for a while, and it is thread thin. I'm gonna 3-ply it, and I hope I get a light fingering from that. But that is like thread thin, and I've been trying to, this is like a lace weight at the moment, I think. So yeah, I hope I get a fingering weight with this. And I just started on my second ply today, so that's very nice. I'm spinning on my 3D printed Turkish spindle, and I super enjoy it. It's really fun. This is also, I bought this at Forfest as well. Enjoying that, spinning that. It's going to be very similar to this yarn, I think. This is something I finished very early in the year. Going to talk a bit more about that in a bit, but yeah, this yarn was a fractal. No, it wasn't fractal actually. I spun. It was like I spun pastel rainbow together with black. I don't really remember what I did, but it was fun. So I think it's going to be a little bit similar to that, but with a bit more muted colours. So yeah, that is what I'm working on with spinning. It's been very long, but I do have some learning curve all over again with drafting and stuff, because I've been struggling with spinning. That's why I barely did it. Like, it hurts my hands. My thumbs do the wonderful dislocating thing. I can't really do it on command. I have to like hold a pencil or like draft yarn for it to really do the thing, but it does the thing. But anyway, so I am using these thumb braces when I spin now, and it's a little bit more difficult than I'm used to, but at least it's pain-free. So that's very nice. It's fun to spin again because my fingers don't feel like they're gonna fall off. So that's very nice. But yeah, because I basically stopped spinning because my hands hurt too much, and also I'm looking over there because it's over there. I've barely touched my wheel because it's also extremely moody and don't really want to work, and treadling is very, very, yeah, it's like the wood is bent, and I love the wheel, but I can't work on it. It's not working with me. So we're kind of working against each other. I think it just wants to rest. It's very old, so I can't spin on the wheel, and I can't afford a new wheel, so I'm stuck with spindles, which I don't mind. I really like spindles, but they hurt a lot. Well, they did before I got the braces. So this means I have like three. I have like 3, I think, spinning whip, all on spindles. So yeah, vlog anyone? Vlog? Finishing my spins vlog? Maybe I'll do that. Really excited to spin more. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do vlog finishing all of them. We'll see. The grey thread thin one is taking forever, but I want it done. It's merino and silk, and it's going to be so soft, I think, so I really can't wait. But yeah, enough about that. I have another craft, and you've also seen these if you've been watching my Vlogmas, but I finished a couple of custom ponies. I used to be very, very into making custom ponies. There are some examples of old customs I've made over the years, but I stopped around 2012 or 2013. I don't remember why really, but I stopped making them. But I still have a huge stash of like supplies, like pony hair and tinsel, and obviously we have a lot of paints because I use Warhammer paints for them, so we have a lot of that and spray and whatnot. So now that I've finished 2, I really want to pick the hobby back up again in the new year. It's been so much fun and I have so many new ideas. It's going to be nice, that's going to be great. My first one is this BBE Lemon Drop that I made. A friend gifted me the base pony for this, so what I did was I painted her yellow from pink, and I gave her new hair, and I painted the symbol. Better pics here because again it's blowing out, and yeah, Lemon Drop is my favourite pony. And I have what is called in the collector community an army of said pony. For you who do not pony or collect and have that word in your sphere, it's when you collect a lot of the same character or pony because it's fun and because you like it so much. And yeah, I have a lot of Lemon Drop, and I have three other baby versions of Lemon Drop, but this version with a Betty by Eyes, as they are called, there is no Betty by Eye version of Lemon Drop. Also, the community thought, sorry, this is niche nerdy info and me info dumping on you totally, but there is no BBE Betty by Eye baby Lemon Drop, except for the fact that somebody posted one in the Rare Pony group on Facebook earlier this year, and oh my goodness, that was the sweetest, cutest little pony I've ever seen, and I needed her in my life. But there is like one known to the community, so I made my own one. Huge thanks to my friend for sponsoring the project with a bait baby pony. And before anybody gets worried, I don't work with nice condition ponies. I only work with ones in conditions that are not collectible. So yeah, she has a little hole in her mouth, amongst other things. And my second custom pony that I am going to show you now had, everywhere there is body paint, she had pen marks and highlighter marks. So, well, this is Cloe for my friend, and Cloe is this character. It's a bunny character that my friend has, and I'm going to send this to them. More pictures again. Cloe and I went through 2 moves with her as a work in progress, and she has gone through sticky, icky sealant issues where the sealant reacted with the weather or something and got all sticky, and like everything stuck to her hair stuck to her, she was basically ruined. So I sat down during Vlogmas again and removed all of this icky sticky goo and repainted her face because that got destroyed sadly. So yeah, she's all finished and nice and not sticky anymore. So that's wonderful, very wonderful. I'm very happy. She turned out really cute in my opinion, and yeah, I'm excited to have been working on custom ponies again because it's been way too long, and I do have some base ponies that I could use, and I want to get started right away. I have several more ideas. Exciting! Okay, so with all of the crafting out of the way, let's do a little bit of a year wrap up. So, for wrapping up the year, let's start, because we're still on like the project side of this episode, let's start with going through everything I've made this year. Some things I will have to like pop on the screen with photos because I don't have them with me. But yeah, I started off the year very strong by finishing this, like within the first week of the new year. So this is the Oslo hat by Petite Knit. It is very cozy. It is actually the same alpaca fluff held together with black as the alpaca fluff I have in my Geogradient. So that was my project number 1 for 2023. Then I finished a pair of, if I can get it on, Broom Rider's mitts. These are my own pattern, and you can get it on Ravelry. I think I put it on Ko-fi. I'm in the process of adding all of my patterns to Ko-fi as well. But these are the Broom Rider's mitts that I designed last year. And yeah, I made a pair of these. I wear these to sleep in because they are super soft. It is. The pastels are baby alpaca, rose fibre, merino, and then there's the grey is silk mohair. And then we have the first test knit for the year, the Owl Nouveau Cowl by Mary Hunt, that I made as well. I dyed the yarn for this. This is dyed with onion skins. Very happy with that one. I've actually not worn it, but it's alright, it's pretty. That means I had a pretty cowl to show you today. The next thing I made, I had a really long break from crafting, but I made a bag. This is a project bag, and this is also a pattern you can find on my Ko-fi for free, and there is also a tutorial on how to make this up in the corner. But yeah, I made this bag, patchwork bag, and when I came back to knitting again, because I had a really long break, like we went abroad for a weekend, and then I got really ill with, I think I had COVID. I had COVID, and then I fell off a horse, and I just didn't get back into knitting for a very, very long time. But the first thing I made, I'm gonna put the microphone down. The first thing I made was the Geisha tassel, and that is the yarn that is the collab with Fatso and Novita. So that was the project that I got. I got that as a gift box for my birthday. But yeah, I made those as my first project back, and that was very nice. So I got right back into it with crafting again. And then I have my little Christmas piggies. So I'm going to pop a picture because I don't have them with me. They are now with the friend that I made them for, or rather his girlfriend, and she got them for Christmas. So yeah, they are with the new mum and dad. So I made those, and I finished my vintage mittens that have been a long time whip. I finished these in a finishing projects challenge video that is also up on my channel. And then I finished my Nature's Walk blanket. I think I did that in the same video, maybe. I did it in one video. I think it was in that video. You can also find that there, or in the description. I don't know. There will be many cards. But yeah, I finished this. This has also been a long time whip. And what I had to do was make the border and finish. No, I only had to make the border for it. So I did. And I love it. I use it all the time. I love this blanket so much, and I want to make another one, or another crochet blanket, because it's so much fun. Yeah, then I finished my Chained Oblivion cardigan. This is a pattern by Kelsey Garner, and it was released this autumn, I think in the start of November. I have zero concept of time, but yeah, I finished it. At least that happened. It is wonderful. I love it so much. You should make one. And I also finished this cross stitch project that's been in the works since I was 12, 13, something like that. And I finally finished it this year. And I finished, that's the wrong thing, a pair of crochet mitts, granny square mitts. and I finished, like you saw earlier, the Barbie cowl. And I forgot. I spun this yarn this year as well. This is 100 grams, I think, of yarn dyed by me. I think the base was already like with some brown and beige in it, but I overdyed it with reds and oranges, and I really like it. I almost said I can't wait to spin this, but obviously I already have. I can't wait to make something with it. The cardigan, I finished the cardigan. So that's another big thing I finished this year. And I forgot, but I also finished my English paper piecing project bag. I started this a long time ago as well, but I finished it this year. It's quilted and it's paper pieced and I love it, and I want to do more quilting. We got a quilting board game for Christmas, the Calico board game. If you haven't seen it, it's this one where you build quilts to attract cats, and we tried it and I love it, and it's very much I find it, sorry, this is a tangent. I find it hard to play board games a lot of the time because learning the rules and stuff, it's a bit much to brain every time you play something. Says the girl who plays Warhammer 40k, but you need to learn the rules and then you know the rules, and like it's the same for a number of years before they changed the rules again, but whatever. That works for me for some reason, but I find board games difficult because it's also the whole social aspect and like competition and stuff. But this one, you collect points in sort of your own way, and it is very much you sort colours and patterns and you build a quilt, and it's cats and you do your own thing, and it's a board game, a social board game, but it's also parallel play, and I love it. I love it a lot, so I can recommend that. But anyway, that was a tangent, but I totally want to quilt all the things right now. I want to crochet, I want to quilt, I want all the patchwork stuff. So full of energy when it comes to new projects. But yeah, I didn't finish maybe as many projects as I would have liked this year. I'm going to make a video about what happened with my Make 9 list at the start of the year, because I want to make some sort of new list, but it's going to be different than what I did last year. I need to talk about that. But I had all these patterns that I wanted to make, and I didn't finish a single one of them. But I am halfway through the cardigan from the list, and I decided to keep it. It's been a whip for a long time now. It's hibernating, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it, but I tried it on and I really like how it sits over my shoulders, so it's going to stay. I just need to actually work on it, so I need to like gather the energy to do that. But yeah, it's not as many projects as I maybe wanted to finish this year. And I also didn't release a single pattern this year, and I didn't finish any of my design work this year that I had started, except for the Barbie cowl. So that one is next up, I think, but it's just not been where my brain has been, so it's just not happened. So maybe next year I will work on more projects. At least I know I will work on more like fun projects for the channel and stuff. Well, for me, but I'm gonna film it. So I have a lot of things I want to make, and I really enjoy making videos out of making them, so that's going to happen. But yeah. So for like life stuff, if we move past all the fun stuff, we're going to recap the year a bit. So like I said at the start of the episode, it both feels like this year has been really, really long and also really, really short. And I've been doing a lot better than I have in very many years. But I've also, sadly, done a lot worse than I've done in very many years. And I'm in the latter category at the moment and have been for a few months, and it's not a great time, honestly. But like what happened this year, I feel like it's been a sort of unlucky year. I've been ill a lot. I've had COVID twice, I'm pretty sure. I've fell off the horse, like I mentioned, And I mean, everything went well with that, but it took a very long time for me to be able to ride again, purely because the pain. Like, I landed on my tailbone and it was very difficult to sit in a saddle for a very long time after that. And then the horses also, both of them had a very unlucky year, so both have been, like, one after the other, taking turns on being out of work. And it's not until like this autumn or these past couple of months that I've been getting back into actually properly riding again, but it feels really, really good to get back into it. We were out yesterday actually, and this feels so silly to admit, but I've not trotted outdoors since the accident. I've trotted in the arena, but not in the forest roads. But it was so much fun. It felt really, really good, and I'm really happy about it. I've not been afraid of it, it's just not happened. And also, like, Salter has been injured, so she couldn't trot for a long time. She had a ligament tear earlier, and it was really bad. So she had a very long rehabilitation after that, and not been able to trot and stuff. So we've been sort of taking it slowly together, and it's been good. So yeah, no, I've not been afraid of riding, but you know, when you get your confidence a little bit knocked when you fall off and you have a bad fall, that kind of happens. So I've not been super enjoying it. That's more like it. But I really enjoyed it yesterday. So I think we're back in action. So that's something that happened this year. But yeah, I haven't been at the stables, or I haven't been riding as much as I wanted this year. So I know I will try to change that in 2024 and be more active with the horses again, because I miss it so bad. I miss it so bad. But yeah, therapy. I've kept my therapy up all year. It's been very, very helpful. I have a very good therapist. I don't enjoy therapy, but she's really good, and I don't mind going, if that makes sense. I've had really bad ones in the past where it's like, I don't want to go. So yeah, that's been going on. I also had the pain rehabilitation program from September to November, and that, on the other hand, has not been good for me. That completely knocked me on my back end with my stress levels, and like, I don't know, it's something bad happened quite early on in that, and after that it was downhill, and it's been affecting me a lot, and it's been triggering, and well, it's slightly traumatic, honestly. But yeah, that's been not good. And apart from that, like, the whole thing with like commuting and going out and doing a thing for many days a week for a few hours and stuff like it was a bit too much, or rather a lot too much. And I know that sounds like an easy thing to do. You commute and you go somewhere 3 days a week, but I've been off work since 2014. And one of my issues for a lot of years has been that I cannot go outside on my own and do stuff without like breaking down and being super stressed and having massive anxiety. And also I dissociate a lot. So yeah, I don't always want to go out when I feel like I'm having a wobbly day, because yeah, you get it. And it's not until like this past year, basically since we moved here and I started riding and stuff, that I felt like I can finally actually do things on my own. I can get out and do things. That's gotten worse. I can still get out and do things, but it's gotten a lot worse, and I do have those breakdowns where I can't leave, or I have to like sit and cry for a bit and take the next bus and stuff. It's horrible, and I hate that it's back, but that's something that happens. Like, progress isn't linear. I have to remember that, and yeah, it's just I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that my base level is worse than it was. But one very good thing that came out of going to the pain rehab centre thing was my HEDS diagnosis, because that has led to me being able to get my supports for my thumbs and my back and stuff like that. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But the worst part is, like, I had a pretty okay year up until that point where my health, both physical and mental, just whoop. And that's all I remember right now. So it feels like a crappy year, but it hasn't been. But like this past quarter year has been a crappy quarter year, honestly. Also, like, during my time in therapy now, I have mentioned this before, but I've realised there's a lot more neurospice than I previously thought, and that has been a lot to like wrap my head around as well, and like learning that, oh, that's why I feel so bad with these things, or like that's why maybe I should like look at my ponies in a different light, because that's sort of, you know, one of those very intense interests that I know a lot about. You know what I'm trying to say here. But and also, like, with my HEDS diagnosis, I saw my psychiatrist a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, why haven't you been screened for ADHD? He's ordered screenings for ADHD and autism because of the high, well, not because of, but that's part of the reason he thought of it, because I told him about the HEDS, and there is a very high comorbidity rate between neurospice and EDS, or hypermobility in general, honestly. But yeah, so that's going to happen. That's going to be next year. But that's meant a lot of like aha moments for me, and that's also been a lot to take in and just work with and sit with and realise. If you hear snoring in the background, that's Elsa snoring. She's the one keeping me company today, but she's fast asleep. Oh yeah, but that's sort of recapping what's mental and physical health, the negative parts, what's been going on this year. So in the new year, I'm really hoping for better mental stability, and I'm going to work my hardest toward that, because it's not been a fun few months, these past few months. I also want to spend a lot more time doing all the things I love, like more time with the ponies, more time with the horses, and like engaging in the favourite hobbies that I do have, because it's been wonderful. It's been helping my mood, and yeah, again, like seeing that through a different lens of maybe I need to engage in these hobbies to feel better a bit more and stuff like that. So that's something I'm going to work on next year. Like I said, more horses, more riding. I don't want to be sporadic with it anymore. I want to get back into that a lot more. And yeah, my channel next year, my channel goals, my channel vision, ideas, whatever. I mentioned I have a few bigger projects that I want to do as videos on the channel, and I'm so excited for that. I will give myself more time than I gave myself for the cardigan. But yeah, I'm really excited. Maybe you noticed, earlier this year I changed the channel name from Witchy Knits Podcast to Shaiyeh Witchy Knits Podcast, because Shaiyeh is what I use on like everywhere on the internet. So now I've actually removed the Witchy Knits Podcast from the handle on YouTube. That doesn't mean anything like related to the podcast. I'm not quitting it. I'm not like moving away from podcasting. It's gonna be here, so don't worry about that. But I also want to make more videos like the ones I've been doing, like the challenges and the big crafts projects and stuff like that, because it's been so much fun and I've been really enjoying it. And the channel name felt a bit long, especially for like videos that aren't podcast related, and I didn't want to make two separate channels about the same thing. But yeah, the podcast is in its own podcast playlist. Everything else is not podcast. So but yeah, so that's sort of that. So yeah, my plans for next year is I have a lot of video ideas, lots of stuff I want to try, like new crafts and stuff. It's going to be great. So I want to ask you real quickly, what's a new craft that you want to try in the new year? Let me know in a comment down below, because I'm really, really, really excited to know and really curious to know what you want to try in the new year, or something you would like to see me try, because I want to try new crafts as well next year. It's going to be so much fun. I want to just go ham on all of the crafty stuff. That's something that keeps me going, so I want to do that. So let me know what you are trying next year, or if you have like any other goals. I don't believe in resolutions for New Year's, because that is just pressure and like demand. That's the PDA for you. That's my demand avoidance. But like your goals or like stuff like that, if you have any of those that you want to share, pop them down below. Or like I said, things you want to try, things you want to see me try, videos, crafts, whatever, let me know. And I would also really, really like to thank you all for being here for another great year on the Witchy Knits Podcast channel. Thank you all so much. This year we hit 2,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me, and I'm so grateful. I love each and every one of you so much. You are great. I love you. Thank you for being here. Everybody who's been subscribing, who's new here, and everybody who's been sticking around. I know some of you, like I recognize some of you from like the start of my channel. You are the real MVPs for being here. Thank you. So yeah, I'm so grateful for this little community that we have going in this little corner of the internet. So thank you all so much. And with that, I'm gonna let you go and enjoy the rest of your year. This feels like the only time I can say that without being rude. But enjoy the rest of your day, or whenever you are watching this. Maybe, well, enjoy the rest of 2024 as well. I hope you'll have a great 2024. But yeah, I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are new here and you haven't yet, and you would like to keep up with what I post for like challenge videos and vlogs and the podcast and my silly little arbitrary time crunch product videos, please consider clicking the subscribe button down below and ring the little bell if you want to get notified whenever I do upload a new video. Like the video if you liked it, and like I said, leave a little comment down below about your goals or your crafting goals or anything you want to talk about. I try to reply to all of my comments. So yeah, have a fantastic rest of 2023 and a wonderful, marvellous, terrific start to 2024. Stay safe, knit stuff, have fun, and I will see you again soon. Bye!